Okay, we are back. And as you can see, here's our pregame screen. Mark Grace has been on fire, and he's just been amazing. So he leads us off. Sandberg, Bush, Bass, Salazar, Reynolds, who is a fake player. I've discovered a fictional player. So unfortunate that my quote-unquote historical playthrough already has so many of these fictional players. That's something I need to fix the next time I do a playthrough like this. That was a mistake. Duhan is our center fielder, Manwaring our catcher, and Maddux from the mound. You can see the Astros, Craig Biggio, famous in the real world. I think he has the record for most times hit by a pitch. He was a really great leadoff man. He would wear this sort of like these elbow pads and like almost like protective armor, and he would lean in just right, and he knew how to get hit by pitches without getting himself hurt. And so he was a delightful player to watch, because he was one of those like very scrappy, smart sort of a players that played the game in a smart way. Steve Finley, he wound up playing for the Diamondbacks and was a big part of their World Series win in the late 90s, early 2000s. Steve Finley, a very good contact hitter. I think in real life, at least during the Diamondbacks years, he had a little bit better power than this kind of rating would indicate. But yeah, he's a great defensive outfielder. He can play center field. They have him in right. Jeff Bagwell, a good young first baseman, lots of power. This is a guy like they're lucky to have him. He's a piece for the future, sort of a thing. But Jeff Bagwell, a big bat and a good player. Luis Gonzalez, again, another guy that came over to the Diamondbacks. It shows here his ratings are league average, but obviously he's still young and he has a lot of growth. And you can see against right-handed pitchers, he does get a boost a little bit. And against left-handed pitchers, he actually he can hit for like better gap power, and he has a better eye, which is surprising. Most left-handed batters against left-handed pitchers, their eye will be a little bit worse. So it is a little bit interesting. He's a good player in real life. He was a really good player. In this game, he still hasn't quite matured. So. He's less dangerous than he'd normally be. Kim Caminiti, switch hitting third baseman. He's solid. He can hurt you, especially as being a switch hitter. Something to watch for. Casey Candle, I think is how you say this name. I believe he used to play for the Mets at some point. Let's see if it shows. For Montreal, Houston, maybe he played for the Mets later in the 90s. I want to say he played for the Mets. Maybe he didn't. He's nothing really special, but still he's a switch hitter, so it does mess you up a little bit if you're trying to favor splits. Ron Karkovice is their catcher. Nothing real special. And Kun Wan Huyn, I don't know if this is a real player or a fictional player that they put into this position. He looks like a really good defensive shortstop, but not much with a bat. So, and Pete Harnisch. Pete Harnisch, a really good pitcher. Obviously not really Maddux's level, but still, this is a tough pitcher to face, and especially with our offense. So let's see how we do. I do only the substitutions. I let the AI manage all the other aspects of the game, for better or worse. And let's get this started. And again, I do not have I was still upset the previous game, and now I'm still upset. I don't have the mod pack for the classic stadiums. I can't get it to work. I'm still trying, but I'm kind of at a loss. I don't really know what I'm doing wrong, so I'm going to keep messing with it. But this is going to be the second game I'm uploading where I don't have that pack loaded, and that's unfortunate, because again, like, even though this is not really a historical league, if I'm not playing in the right kind of baseball parks either, that's really bad. So what a mess, but I still want to play the game. I don't like to just get stuck when mods are for a reason, like a mod. So here we are at the top of the first. I'm going to turn this music off, and hopefully the game sound, is it coming through? Let me get my volume up a little bit. Yeah, okay, I can't hear it now. I don't know how well this will come through in the like the final version of this video, but I do have the game sound up. I meant to turn the music off in the previous video, but I completely forgot. So here we go. Greg Maddux facing Craig Biggio with Kurt Manwaring behind the plate. Cubs defense, Duhan in center, Reynolds and Sandberg up the middle, Manwaring behind the plate. You got Bass and Bush on the corner outfield, and Salazar and Grace at third and first. Here we go. Maddux, 2-2 pitch. Stands in and delivers. And it is a fly ball into center field. Should be caught for the out. And one away. Excellent. Maddux against Steve Finley, left-handed batter. A good contact. Hit into left field. That will fall in for a single. And Astros have a runner on first. Finley's fast, too, so he probably will steal. Maddux against Jeff Bagwell. 1-0 pitch. Finley goes. Catcher throws. He should be in there safe. Yep. Oh, he's out. Nice. Manwaring guns him down. All right, Maddux, 2-0 pitch. Ground ball to third base side. Salazar's got it. He's going to throw, and he gets him in time. Mark Grace leading it off, having just a stellar year, batting .392, 12 RBIs, 6 doubles, 3 triples. Just an incredible start to the season. Grace facing Harnisch. Oh, I didn't talk about Houston's defense. Doesn't really matter. Here's a base hit up the middle. Grace continues his hot hitting streak. All right. He's hit safely in 11 games. So you got Biggio in center field. He's a good fielder. Their outfield is awesome. Like, look at just a really good outfield. So if you hit fly balls, it's to your disadvantage. A good middle infield, decent catcher, decent first base, and behind the plate, just a little above catching ability. But Pete Harnisch is a pretty good pitcher, so this is a good defense we're facing. Not amazing, but they're good. So Sandberg comes up with Grace on first. See if Sandberg can get something going here. Maybe hit a double or a home run or slap a little single into left field. Excellent. And Grace is going to hold at second. So Grace and Sandberg both hitting safely. Now Randy Bush is up to bat, and it looks like his I haven't got my development report yet, but it looks like his rating has gone down a little bit for left versus right. So here's the pitch. Ground ball, third base side. This could be 2, and it is. Double play. Bush hitting into a double play. He's hit into a lot of double plays, so I might just throw Salazar in that spot anyways, because if they're both going to hit double plays, I mean, what's it matter? Kevin Bass up to bat. He's had a pretty good year so far, so let's see how he does. So he's got a runner on third, maybe get RBI here with 2 outs, full count. Bass, little dribbler onto the ground. He might beat this out. He's a very fast runner. He does. Infield single RBI for Kevin Bass. Awesome. He's done that a lot this season so far. He gets a lot of infield singles. He's got great speed, I can see, even though he's an older player. Luis Salazar up to bat. He's had a slightly better than I expected kind of a season. The 1-1 pitch. Smash down the line. That'll be good for extra bases likely. Bass will probably hold at third. Oh, they're going to send him. Let's see if there's a throw. No, there is not. So the Cubs score 2 early on in this game. And they do have a runner in scoring position for Isaiah Reynolds. Reynolds, who's a fictional player. That's unfortunate, but we'll just roll with it. Reynolds stands it against Harnisch, left-handed batter. Here's a 2-2 pitch. Swung on for strike 3. The Cubs are out of the inning, but they do score 2 runs off of 4 hits. And Houston comes up, Luis Gonzalez to lead it off. Maddux strikes him out. Ken Caminiti up to bat. Another full count. Swung on, single up the middle to the center fielder. Duhan will throw it in, and we've got a runner on first with 1 out. Casey Candle up to bat. Maddux, 1-1 pitch. Smashed into right field for a single. So runners on first and second, 1 out. Ron Karkovice, the catcher. This is a potential double play. This guy's slow. Candle's not a real fast base runner, so maybe we can get a double play here. Ground ball to third base side, over to Sandberg at second, over to Grace, and we are out of the inning with an excellent double play. Ryan Duhan up to bat. Harnisch with a full count pitch. Ground ball to shortstop, should be out. Yep. Kurt Manwaring up to bat. Harnisch, 0-2 pitch. Rares and fires. Strikes him out. And Maddux, 2 out, no on, 1-2 pitch, and he strikes out. So 1-2-3 for the Cubs. It was the bottom of the lineup though, and we are 2-0 in favor of the Cubs. Maddux facing Kun Woo Hyun. I don't know if I'm saying that right. Ground ball to second base. Sandberg over to Grace. 1 away. Here's Pete Harnisch. 2-0 pitch. Swung on, fly ball, lazy into center field. Should be caught by Duhan for the 2nd out. And yes, Craig Biggio up to bat, 2nd time facing Maddux. Here's the pitch, and he has grounded it over to Grace, who will take it unassisted to first for the 3rd out. 1-2-3 for the go the Astros, and the Cubs are up again, 2 ahead. So here's Mark Grace. 2-2 pitch. Grace hits it hard into center field, but it will be caught. High fly ball. So Grace is 1 for 2 so far today. Sandberg up to bat. I believe he had a base hit his last time at bat. And strikes out. Randy Bush. 2-2 pitch. Weak fly ball into left field. And Gonzalez grabs it. So we are done with the 3rd inning. Cubs are retired in order. And Steve Finley comes up to bat against Maddux. Let's see if Maddux can get through this inning. No problem. 0-1 pitch. Ground ball to shortstop. Should be close. No play. Finley beats it out. Infield single. Jeff Bagwell up to bat. Maddux, 0-1 pitch. Finley goes. Manwaring does not make the throw. Finley is in there with a uncontested steal of second. Maddux rares and throws. Here's the ground ball to second base. Sandberg over to Grace. So we have 1 out, but a runner on 3rd. So let's see if Maddux can pitch out of this trouble or if the Astros score. Luis Gonzalez up to bat. Maddux, first pitch swing. Lazy fly ball into the infield. Looks like shortstop Reynolds is going to grab it, and the runner does not score. So now 2 outs, runner on 3rd. Can Max get out of the inning? 1-2 pitch. Hits him. I'll teach you to crowd the plate. A 90-mile-an-hour fastball. Casey Candle up to bat. Runners on the corners. 2 outs. Big at bat. 1-0 pitch. Little grounder to third base side. Throws the second. And Maddux gets out of the inning unscathed. So the Cubs stay 2-0. And Kevin Bass will lead it off against Pete Harnisch. Bass with the fly ball into center field, but it will be caught. So 1 out. Luis Salazar. First pitch swing. Crushed onto the ground to the third base side. Throw out. And Salazar is retired. So Cubs are down to their final out in the bottom of the 4th inning. Here's Isaiah Reynolds. Hit hard into left field, but Gonzalez will be there for the catch. And the Cubs are retired in order. Top of the 5th, Greg Maddux facing Ron Karkovice. 1-2 pitch. Strikes him out. So Maddux has 2 strikeouts, no walks on the day. Here's the shortstop for the Astros. Maddux, 1-2 pitch. And strikes him out. 2 strikeouts. Maddux facing the pitcher, Pete Harnisch. Looks like a first pitch swing. Ground ball to first base side. Grace will take it unassisted. And we are out of the inning. So top of the 5th is done. Cubs still have a 2-0 lead. And Duhan up to bat. So going to be the bottom of the Cubs lineup. Duhan hits the ball hard into center field, but a diving catch by Biggio out there. I always think of Finley playing center because of the Diamondbacks. Kurt Manwaring up to bat, full count. Here's the pitch. And Manwaring draws a walk. Excellent. So Maddux is a decent bunter, so hopefully he can at least advance him, and maybe Grace can knock him in. Maddux gets the bunt down. Looks like a good one. So he does advance the runner. Excellent. And now Mark Grace with a chance to drive a run in. Come on, Grace, get a double. It's your thing. You know you want to hit a double. 1-1 pitch. Ground ball to first base side. Toss over to the pitcher, and that is the inning. So the Cubs do get a guy in scoring position, and he's stranded there by Mark Grace, but otherwise they still a 2-0 ball game. Greg Maddux facing Craig Biggio. So the top of the lineup again. This is Maddux' third time through the lineup, so this could be where some trouble starts. Hopefully not. We're hoping to take Maddux at least 2 more innings. His pitch count is down in 64 range, so I mean he's fine, but you have to watch out in like these next couple innings, as guys have seen him a few times. There's a fly ball to center field, a quick out. So Maddux facing Finley, first pitch swing, ground ball to first base. Grace is going to toss over to Maddux in time, so 2 outs. Look good so far. Here's Bagwell, full count. Strikes him out. So Maddux with a 1-2-3 inning, still looking really strong. Sandberg up to bat against Harnisch. On the day, Sandberg, what is he, 1 for 2? Yeah, 1 for 2. And Sandberg draws a walk. So that's his 12th walk of the season. He's done an impressive job laying off those bad pitches. So Randy Bush, who has not been an impressive batter for us, but we're still hoping he can kind of turn it around. 1-0 pitch. Sandberg goes. Let's see if he's in there safely with the steal. I don't like that we run so much. I don't understand why that happens, but I guess the AI is just so convinced it's the best thing to do. I'm not very good with knowing like when teams should hit and run and when they should steal and all those kinds of things. I've never understood baseball strategy on that level. So I'm pretty stupid with those kind of things. That's why I let the AI run things, because otherwise I'd probably be making even worse decisions for some of that stuff. So here's Bush with the 3-1 pitch. He got a pitch to hit, but he doesn't do much with it. He does advance the runner, however. So we got Sandberg on third base with 1 out. A good chance for an RBI here if Bass can hit it into the outfield. Come on, Bass. And this ball is a weak fly ball into shallow left field. Will be caught by the third baseman. Bass does not get the job done, so now it's up to Luis Salazar. 2 outs, runner on third. Come on, Salazar, get a hit. Keep it alive. And it's a pop-up into center field. The Cubs do not add an insurance run. Unfortunate going into the top of the 7th inning. It is going to be getting towards the worst part of the Astro lineup, but still you have to face Gonzalez, Caminiti, both some difficult batters. So here's the 1-2 pitch, or the 0-2 pitch, and Maddux with another strikeout. He's up to 5 strikeouts this game. He's not a big strikeout pitcher, but he's been dominant so far. 2-2 pitch to Ken Caminiti, and strikes him out. Excellent outing by Maddux so far. He's only pitched 85 pitches. He's looking solid. We might even take him into the 8th inning, depending. So here's Casey Candle, 2-1 pitch. Smashed into right field, so that will be good for extra bases. So with 2 outs, the Astros do get a runner in scoring position. A little bit of a concern, but fortunately, I don't think it's a very dangerous batter coming up. Karkovice, hopefully Mats can get through this without giving up a run here. Here is the 1-1 pitch. And Karkovice grounds it to shortstop. Should be an out, and Max gets out of the inning unscathed again. And he's done that all season long. Like, he will get guys in scoring position, and then he just gets out of it. Unfortunately, in his case, he might give up a couple runs or 3 runs early in the game, and then we never score anything. So that's the only reason he's struggled. I don't know why the 7th inning stretch to take me out to the ball game didn't play there. Sometimes it does, sometimes it doesn't. So Isaiah Reynolds up to bat. So the bottom of our lineup. We'll see if what happens here. We might take Maddux out. We might not. 3-1 pitch. And it's a single up the middle. So Reynolds gets on safely. He's at first. And now Ryan Duhan will come up with a chance to do something here. Here's the pitch. Fly ball deep to left field. Looks like it's going to be caught out at the track. Yep. And the runner does not advance. So Kurt Manwaring with a chance to get something done here. So 1-0 pitch. And it is singled into left field. So now we have a choice. We do have a runner in scoring position. We have another man on first. And Greg Maddux, he's just been pitching amazing. He's only up to 92 pitches. Got this 8th and this 9th inning left. Let's see how our bullpen looks. Our bullpen is really well rested. It's not an issue for us to, come in with guys. It's just, do we have the confidence our bullpen's going to keep this 2-run lead? And they are going to be facing these big bats. I think our best, the conventional wisdom, the way a lot of people would do is they would pitch hit for Maddux here. Even he's having such a great game. I hate to take him out. He's pitching a shutout. He's hardly given up anything. But I'm going to take him out because we do have a runner in scoring position. DeCenzo is not a great pinch batter, but maybe he'll get a hit here and we can extend our lead. So 0-2 pitch, he's going to strike out probably. Nope, at least he put it in play, but he might ground into double play. Yep. Oh, he was safe. Excellent. So at least the inning's still alive. Mark Grace with a chance to get a second chance of the game to get an RBI. Be so nice if you get a single here. Even draw a walk and then bases loaded for Sandberg. But let's see what happens here. 2-2 pitch. Big at bat. Lazy ground ball at center, shortstop. Grace is thrown out. Cubs fail to get that insurance run. And now we have a choice to make. We have a right-handed, switch hitting, a right-handed, and then a couple of big left-handed bats. So what we're probably going to do, even though I don't like to, give McElroy saves and then he becomes a lot more expensive in arbitration, we're going to bring Lancaster in, and he's going to face these right-handers. And then next inning, we might bring in McElroy to face the left-handed pitchers, depending on how things line up. Whoops, I just... Really hoping the bullpen doesn't give this game up. Obviously, when we barely win any games, you can't afford to lose close ones like this. So let's see what Lancaster can do for us. Here's the 1-0 pitch. Ground ball to third base side. Salazar's got it, throws, and gets him in time. Excellent. Salazar's a little bit suspect at defense. He's one of the reasons our defense isn't doing better as far as efficiency goes. He's had lots of problems out there at third. Les Lancaster, 0-2 pitch. Gets Harnisch, and Harnisch strikes out. And Craig Biggio, the leadoff batter, facing Lancaster, 2-0 pitch. Little fly ball over to Grace. Grace makes a nice grab, and the Astros go down in order. So an excellent relief inning by Lancaster. Sandberg comes up as a leadoff hitter. Here's Sandberg. Strikes out. We'd really like to get a insurance run here. We had two good opportunities, and we didn't execute. So it'd be nice to get one in this inning. Here's a Bush with a single to left field. So kind of ends his cold streak a little bit. Nice to get a hit there. Kevin Bass, I think he's 0 for whatever today. There's a roller to the shortstop. He cannot field it cleanly, so we'll see. It's going to be an infield hit. So Kevin Bass with another infield hit. He's been doing that all season long. It's not ideal, but hey, it's better than strikeouts or grounding in double plays. Salazar up to bat. 1 out, 2 on. Let's see if he can get something going here. 2-2 pitch. It is a lazy fly ball in the center field. Runners will not advance. 2 out. And Isaiah Reynolds with a big at-bat here. It'd be so awesome if you get a single. Come on, Reynolds. 2-1 pitch. Swung on, and that is going to be a base hit. I think a run will score, and the other runner will hold at second. Come on. Oh, he's out. Too slow. That's our team speed is not great, but I thought he could score on that. I would have sent him too, but all right. So now we've got Steve Finley, Jeff Bagwell, Luis Gonzalez, and then a couple of switch hitters. So even though I hate to do it because of the issue with arbitration and him costing more, I'm going to bring in McElroy here to face these two big left-handed at-bats. And also, McElroy is decent against right-handed batters, and so that sort of plays if he has to face these switch hitters as well. Lancaster probably could have finished out the game just fine and picked up the save. But because of these two big left-handed at-bats, I'm going to use McElroy, and I hope I don't live to regret it. So Chuck McElroy facing Steve Finley, top of the ninth. This is the last 3 outs of the Astros. Let's see if we can put them away. Oh, and before I do, glad I thought of it, I am going to bring in Victor Gomez as a defensive substitution. He will play at third base in place of Luis Salazar. He's not like the most amazing third baseman, but Salazar is rated as a 45 and Gomez is a 60, so it is a substantial improvement. My outfield, they're about as good as they can be. I've noticed that Duhan has dropped a little bit in his center field rating. It's possibly maybe one of his other stats have crept down a little bit, or maybe he's always 70. That's right. Maybe he was always 70 and his arm was 75. So here we go. Our defensive substitution is in there. McElroy against Steve Finley. It is an 0-1 pitch. And it is hit onto the ground to Gomez. Gomez knocks it down, but it will be an infield single. So unfortunately, they get a very fast lead runner on board. Jeff Bagwell against McElroy. Full count. Smashed into right field. So this is not looking good. A runner will score, and another might make it to third. So dang it. This looks like we're going to have a tie ball game here in a second. And because we're facing Gonzalez, we're going to leave McElroy in there, but that is super unfortunate. 1-2 pitch. Hit into the outfield. That'll be good for a run and also extra bases. So McElroy gives up. He blows the save. We might even stand to lose this game if this go-ahead run here scores. So here's McElroy against Ken Caminiti. 2-2 pitch. Ground ball to second base, over to first. So we do get 1 out, but a runner is on third with only 1 out. If Kendall can put this in the outfield, they will go ahead. Ground ball gets through the drawn-in infield. That is good for a run, and Kendall is on first. So McElroy is on the hook to lose the game. We'll see if he can finish this inning out. 2-1 pitch. Lazy fly ball into right field. Nice catch by Bush out there. And here's the shortstop. 2-1 pitch. On the ground to Sandberg. Over to first. But the Cubs give up 3 huge runs in the top of the 9th inning. And they stand to lose the game if they cannot do anything here. And it's the bottom of their lineup too. So that was a pretty big turnaround. And the momentum is definitely in the Astros' favor. Curt Schilling is up to pitch. He's a pretty dominant power pitcher. He was not a starting pitcher at this stage of his career. Here's the 1-2 pitch from Curt Schilling. Strikeout. Not surprising. Kurt Manwaring against Schilling. He does put the ball in play over to second base, out at first, and we are down to our final out. We will use we don't really have much as far as a pinch hitter goes, so we'll just throw this outfielder in there. 3-2 pitch, and he hits it on the ground to the shortstop. That will be over to first, and the Cubs lose. They had 2 opportunities to score insurance runs. They failed those, and then they give up 3 runs in the top of the 9th inning. So a really tough loss. I mean, I could go over these stats, but you saw it. I think we scored 2 runs. We could have scored, let's say, 4. Runners in scoring positions. Grace needs to get those hits. That was a big letdown considering how hot his bat has been that he didn't get those hits. Sandberg had a stolen base. We did have a double play, Salazar to Sandberg to Grace, And Maddux pitched again. He pitched a masterful game. 7 innings pitched. He didn't give up a run. I probably should have just left him in. But I brought Lancaster in. He had a great innings pitched, but then McElroy came in and sort of did what I didn't expect him to do. He gave up the game, had a rough inning, so that was unfortunate. Greg Maddux was a player of the game, and he was great, but it doesn't help if you don't get any run support and your bullpen gives up the game. So very unfortunate. This team, this is going to be how it is when we just don't really have the hitting. You're more prone to lose games like that because you just don't have any margin for error. And then you have like a bullpen guy come in and give up some big stuff. I should have, I could have pulled McElroy early, but just the way my bullpen is and the guys that I have, it just seemed stick with him and see if he could pitch out of it, and he couldn't. Maybe over time, have a stronger hook there, but you can see this. If this was real life, this would by far be the worst season the Cubs will ever have if they continue on this pace. So hopefully we're not that bad, but it very well could happen. To end this episode, I guess I can talk about this real quick. Actually, I think I'm going to do this in just a separate episode. Just kind of it goes with updating stuff. So if you stuck around this long, I really appreciate it. Throw a like on the video, subscribe, ring the bell if you haven't already. Leave a comment below about how you think our performance has been. If you expected this, or if there's something I could be doing better. Just remember, I gutted this team on purpose. Like our payroll is now 23rd in the league. I gutted it on purpose so that we can go out in the off seasons and acquire pieces that we really need, and we can also start to build some prospects into our minor league system. So there's a rhyme and reason to this, but it's going to be really rough this first year. And if you have any thoughts, I'd be interested to see them. Otherwise, thanks so much for hanging around, and see you again soon. Appreciate people watching, and see you again soon. Thanks. Bye.